Hey, this is Overkill Luke here, and today I'm going to be doing a video of my Echo 1 OCW. Had a super highly reviewed gun on YouTube, so I figured my review would help. I had the gun since about the beginning of the year. I think I got it. I ordered it like right after spring break, so it was like 5 months ago, something like that. So I've had it for a while now, and I can tell you from my personal experience all the problems I've had, or some of the problems that I've had and the things that I really like about it. I enjoy the AK platform. I started off with AKs, so they feel right in my hand to me. So I figured getting a really tactical AK would be beneficial, and I wasn't going to spend $400 for the Beta Project 1, which is pretty much the same thing besides some of the stuff that the Beta Project 1 comes with. But this one, you're going to get 2 magazines. Here's the second one. There. These are both, I'll talk about these in a second. You get 2 magazines that are about 400 rounds, 500 if you wind them up and then fill them up again. But and then you're going to get an 8.4 1100 milliamp nunchuck style battery that goes into the crane stock that you're going to cut. That comes with this gun. I've got an MOE stock on there right now, but usually this is what I use during the game. You're going to get your center wall charger. You're going to get a front side adjustment tool and a cleaning session engineering rod and an Echo 1 warranty card. So let's go over some of the features of this gun from back to front. Again, you're going to get this crane stock. The polymer furniture on this gun really sucks. This crane stock, you can just pull this butt plate right off. There's no tab on the top. So again, it does this, and it just comes off. And it doesn't fit large cell nunchuck batteries, which is really annoying. And it wobbles so much on the buffer tube, like not even tape really stops it from wobbling. So that's really annoying. But the MOE stock has a lot less wobble, so it has some wobble. I also have an LE stock for it with the battery that I have for it hooked up to it. I like those. I like how those look on there too. But traditionally, the Beta Project style AK has the MOE stock. My problem with the pistol grip, it's fairly comfortable. I prefer just a normal AK grip. That's more comfortable to me. But this is fairly comfortable. My problem with it is that I can literally push in the plastic up at the top here. It's really cheapy plastic, and I don't like that. I like my gun to be very, very solid. Fire selector is nice and crisp. As I've worked on this gun, the screw on it likes to come loose as you select it more and more. That's kind of annoying, but you just finger adjust it back in. You have an ambidextrous bolt catch, and it does have a nice spring behind it, so racking your charging handle, pretty nice sound. And that's how you're going to adjust your hop up. But it makes it kind of easy, because what you can do is you can just pull this side back with this hand, and then get into your hop up with this hand, and then go pretty easily right back into your shooting position, instead of like doing this, or like doing this with just your normal one-sided charging handle that you'd have on a AK. You're going to get, of course, a full metal rail system, steel and other metal components on it. I'll show you really quick. Your buffer tube is aluminum alloy. I'd prefer that to be steel, but whatever. Steel body, steel dust cover, steel fire selector, steel mag release, steel trigger guard, not pop metal trigger, and whatever. You're getting pretty strongly aluminum charging handle. It's definitely aluminum. I'd kind of prefer that to be steel again. Pop metal, truncheon, I prefer for that to be steel. Your rails are aluminum, zinc. I'd prefer the rails to be CNC'd aluminum, and these other pieces up here are pop metal, which again I'd like that to be steel. But this gun's OEM is SEMA. You could tell pretty easily by the build quality of it, and especially when you get into the internals, it has some of the SEMA markings on there. See, I do have my suppressor up there. It says a PVC suppressor. Makes this gun sound awesome though. Performance-wise, you're going to get around 370 FPS once your spring settles in. A range of, I'd say, like effective, like 160, 170, but you can hit something, maybe like something big, up to like 180 or 190. So it's a pretty standard Chinese gun. It is like a little bit overpriced, coming in at $260. Oh, speaking of more polymer components, both the mags that I've got with it are broke. These are like Beta Project style waffle mags. Again, they're like 400 rounds, but the mag lips are broken, and I was gonna get more. You can buy these mags for like $18. Definitely don't buy these, but you can get like SEMA ones of these for like $12, and that's what I was gonna do originally until both of these broke. So I'm probably just gonna get mag brand AK-74 mid caps. You do get a G36 style flash hider up here. Internal wise, you're getting an Echo 1 mid torque motor is what they call it. It gets some torque. It's not very fast. You're gonna get about 11 or 12 rounds a second on an 8.4 and around 13 or 14 on a 9.6. My gun is changed over to Dean's, so I'm getting around 16 or 17 on a 9.6. That's really good, actually. We're going to get steel XYT gears, a SEMA polycarbonate piston head, cylinder head, a full chrome cylinder. I actually changed that out for an M4 port cylinder, and I accidentally put a version 2 cylinder head in there. So now my accuracy is all wonky, and I have to go in there before I somehow break it by shooting it on a version 2 cylinder head. And a really crappy plastic air nozzle. Trigger contacts are pretty good. You're going to want a MOSFET if you're going to run it on a 11.1 for a long time. Probably a new motor. Hop-up unit, you do get a metal hop-up unit. It does tend to overhop a lot. You get a Mad Bull bucking. It doesn't seem to be one of their Red Shark buckings or their blue buckings, or it's like an orange color. So I don't know exactly what bucking that is, or it's just like a really worn out red bucking. But it does get pretty good groupings when you don't have the wrong cylinder head in there. I've also put a Mad Bull H nub, or whatever those are called, in there. And your barrel diameter is 6.06. So for the price, I think you're getting a really good gun. It's very, very solidly built. Only wobbles that are in it really is the charging handle wobbles kind of a lot. You have a little bit of wobble in this rear sight, but I have a red dot sight, so I don't even care about this thing, honestly. And when you get it, you're going to have a very, very wobbly crane stock. Even wobbles like up and down, not just like this. But your buffer tube is very solid. It's a little bit differently designed. You can't put other buffer tubes on it. It's a little bit different design than your normal buffer tube. But the main actual reason that I bought this gun was because it comes rear wired. That's a big. Wiring is kind of a pain in the butt. I've never had good luck with wiring in guns. A WE Tech M4 that me and my dad had, just like the wiring just disintegrated. So I'm always kind of annoyed with wiring, and so it's nice that I don't have to mess around with the arrangement of my wiring in my gun when I get it to rear wired, because top wiring a Beta Project AK is really annoying. So of course I've got some rail covers up here. I want to get a fake AFG and stuff. The other thing I actually did was I clamped this dust cover in a vice grip. It did have a little bit of wobble in it. Of course, if you mess around with an AK does cover a lot because they're not super secure on your rail that you're going to get play in it. But the metal body's holding up really well. This one rivet right here is actually a little bit loose, but that's really it. There's no wobbles in your rail or in your truncheon or any of that stuff. It's just a really solid gun. It's what I'd probably expect out of a SEMA body. Your internals are good. Again, you're going to get good range and accuracy and a decent rate of fire. Great upgrading platform though, as it's very easy to work on. Since it is a VFC style AK, so there's no screws in here. So you unscrew your buffer tube, you unscrew your fire selector, and you take off your pistol grip, and you can pull your gearbox right out. Now you do have to, the one pain in the butt about disassembling this gun though, is that you have to pull apart this whole rail system, and the truncheon assembly pins were really tight in there in order to get out your barrel and your hop up and everything. But if you just want to work on your hop up and don't need to really mess with your barrel a lot, you can kind of just keep it in there and reassemble things if you wanted to. So yeah, really like this gun. It's going to be my primary weapon for a long time. I'm going to upgrade a lot. It's base AK, since I think there's a little bit of wondering going around on it, is an AK 104. So it's technically actually a 40. It's actually technically is 7.62. Echo One says it's based off of an AK-74, but by the gas tube, and if you take the rails off and put on normal AK handguards, you'd figure out it's just an AK 104 with a buffer tube and rails and ambidextrous charging handle. So I really like this gun. Polymer furniture sucks on it. Again, decent internals. The main thing about it is the motor is kind of crappy. So yeah, I really like this gun. That's going to be about it for me. In the future, I think I'm going to do more videos on this gun, just kind of telling you what I've done to it externally, because there's still some stuff that I want to do to it externally, and what I do to it internally, because I've already done a couple things to it. I changed out the nub and the cylinder head, which is not the right cylinder head. So I switched those back out. Alright, that's going to be about it out of me and this gun. Bye.